The next section that we are going to learn about in maths is conversion of measurement. So changing units of measurement from one to another, but also how fractions can work when we're using units of measurement. So just a reminder, an example of a unit of measurement of distance would be kilometers, meters, centimeters, and millimeters. Kilometers are the biggest, so they are on this side. Millimeters are the smallest, so they are written last. Because there are 100 meters inside 1 kilometer, if I want to get from kilometers to meters, I have to multiply by 1,000 because there are 1,000 meters inside 1 kilometer. To get from meters to centimeters, if I have something in meters and I want to change it to centimeters, I have to multiply by 100 because there are 100 centimeters inside 1 meter. If I want to get from centimeters to millimeters, I need to multiply by 10 because there are 10 millimeters inside 1 centimeter. This diagram is very, very helpful. It is important that you learn this diagram to help you with your conversion of measurement. The diagram also works the same, for example, with units of measurement like weight, units of measurements that measure weight. For example, you have kilograms, then you have your grams, then you have centigrams, and then you have milligrams. And it works in the exact same way. Because there are 1,000 grams inside a kilogram, to get from kilogram to gram, you multiply by 1,000. Because there are, and so forth. If they wanted to get from grams to centigrams, again you multiply by 100 because there are 100 centigrams in a gram, and so forth. It works the same with liters. If you want to get from liters to milliliters, because there are 1,000 milliliters inside a liter, you need to multiply by 1,000 to get from liters to milliliters. It's very important that you remember the Sparks colors, and you're going to need to understand this in order to understand today's work. You're also going to have to understand units of measurement involving time. For example, that there are 12 months in 1 year. There are 7 days in 1 week. There are 24 hours in each 1 day. There are 60 minutes in 1 hour. And there are 60 seconds in every minute. You have to learn this and understand this to be able to do units of measurements involving fractions. So the example that I have for us today is express 2 and 3/4 hours in hours and minutes. Express 2 and 3/4 hours in hours and minutes. We are going to do the second, so I want you to think about that. But first we are going to do this one. Express 1/2 minutes or half a minute in seconds. Right, you need to express half of a minute in seconds. Now, how many seconds are there in 1 minute? There are 60 seconds in 1 minute. And they want my answer in seconds, so I'm going to say 60 seconds in 1 minute. They want to know what is half of that 60 seconds. So because it's half of, I'm multiplying again. Express a half of a minute in seconds. So 60 seconds, half of that, that's why I have a times. Remember, your 60 is always over 1, because if you have to say 1, how many times does 1 go into 60, your answer is still 60. So 60 is the same as 60 over 1. 60 times, you multiply your numerator, 60 times 1 is 60. 1 times 2 is 2. We cannot leave our answer like this because it's an improper fraction, so we need to simplify it. How many times does 2 go into 60? We can try and do some long division for this. How many times does 2 go into 60? 2 goes into 6 3 times. Remember, now we're doing daddy, mommy, sister, brother. Divide. 2 goes into 6 3 times. Multiply. 3 times 2 is 6. Subtract. 6 minus 6 is 0. Drop it on down and bring it on back. 2 into 0 goes 0 times. 0 times 2 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. There's nothing more to bring out. So I know that 60 goes into 2 30 times. So my answer, express a half a minute in seconds, is 30 seconds. That is my answer. Right, if you understand that, Then we are going to move on to our next one, and our next one says